Robots Radio presents...
Previously on Ambrosia Island.
I'm a man of great acclaim. My name is Pierre Petatic.
Name's Mena Saginario. I don't know if you've heard of me.
Seeing a strange ball of fire setting a place alight, and several people get riddled with bullets or fall into the bay, and losing our boss and killing people in this very apartment has maybe rattled you a little bit.
Is it wise to go around alone, considering everything that happened yesterday?
I think I can take care of myself.
We have the one who's going to make us worthy.
Hey, who's that?
Garrison. He's next.
Garrison didn't tell you everything? I'm not telling you everything either. When I think you need to know, you'll know.
What is this, some kind of death cult? And they're getting all these fancy brain types?
I know she used to spend a lot of time in the library. I think those two places would be probably the most useful.
Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble if you can.
I think she's got to get past herself first, so we'll be fine, old boy.
What do you say now?
Stanley, as he's now called, is
Yes.
sitting up on a hospital bed. Next to him, on a chair, is Mena. Both of you being attended to by nurses and a doctor. Mena is a little less forthcoming, but they're attending to you. They're holding your limbs down as they're flailing about, less aggressive this time. You seem a little bit more like you've been on some sort of laughing gas, as you seem to have had before. You're a little bit more delirious. That's lack of blood or lack of...
This guy, let me tell you, we go way fucking back. This is Jimmy Noe Smith. Oh, man. Remember back in Chicago? Oh, fuck, now.
Stanley, you may be actually realizing that this is helping somewhat, so you are returning the conversation because Mena appears to be somewhat distracted by talking to you, and thus they are able to, through the power of some really great rolls on my part, did both a first aid and a medicine check,
Holy
which
shit.
gave successfully maximum healing.
Wow. Really?
And you get 8 points of hit points restored. Just for the listeners at home, that was in no way fudged. I rolled really damn well.
Dang.
Wow.
Only the best doctors on Ambrosia Island.
Well, I guess they've got the funding. And,
Yeah, that's
you know.
Two questions. Does that also apply to Stanley?
Well, here's the thing, is that there's actually not much that needs to be done to
Well,
to
do I
Stanley.
get 2 hit points back?
It's, you know what? First of all, Stanley, you've got a very not so subtle bandage wrapped around your head.
Mm-hmm. Over the mouth, I hope.
bit of gauze along the forehead and the nose, and just to kind of it's about just keeping the wound, the burns clean and untouched. So jovial Stanley. What's his last name?
Burgess.
I was going to say Stanley Brown. And that's
Well, he's not actually. He's not
that's
actually
nice.
going to be Stanley in the clinic.
no. Because who is Stanley today?
Well, the second thing that I wanted to ask is, can I roll no or something like that to get a sense of the bureaucracy of this place? Is there going to be record keeping, and are they going to know who we are and why we're here? Is this going to have spread to the clinic already?
Sure. So make that roll for me.
That's a success.
What is your education?
70.
Good job. Look, you have a bit of a conversation with the doctor as he talks to you. He's how did you come across? What is your name? So he comes in with his clipboard. He says, doesn't appear to be much information on here, and he kind of peers over the clipboard. Looks over at you. I'm sorry, that didn't appear to... Can I please have a name, sir?
You can. It's Hans.
Hans. And last name?
Shoemaker.
Not Gruber.
I was considering the surname Gruber.
Hans Shoemaker, I'll address this to you because your friend over here seemed a little...
It ain't right. It ain't right what they did to Bobby. You and me, Jimmy, we go way back.
It's true, we go way back.
A bit. How may I address her, at least for record purposes?
Of course, if she hasn't mentioned her name. It is, of course, Claudia.
Go fuck yourself. That's what it is.
Claudia, go fuck yourself. She's from many countries.
And this man, he raises an eyebrow at you and at Mena. Lets it slide. He's quite aware that "go fuck yourself" is not a name.
Just go fuck yourself.
Sorry about that, Doctor. She's a handful at the best of times. Sometimes you just have to play along.
Mr. Hans Shoemaker. So
yeah.
What exactly happened to you today?
Well,
this man's very clinical. Yeah. He's very kind of straightforward. He's just Hans, no nonsense, bare bones.
Hans respects that. As you can see, my friend is a bit of a rabble rouser, and she had a few too many drinks and fell down some stairs. A very long flight of stairs with corners. And
corners everywhere. Yeah, all made of corners. Yeah,
stairs made of corners, and after that, I'm very pale skinned, as you can see.
This fucking guy.
He kind of, this doctor, he kind of nods. He raises his eyebrows at the two of you. He's clearly not buying it, but he's not saying anything. As he starts to wrap the gauze around your head, he doesn't talk. He just kind of nods. Yes, go on.
To be honest, we're new to the island's technical role, and we'd really rather not ruffle any feathers, is the saying.
Yes. Listen, I'm just going to make this absolutely clear to you. We don't really care what happened. You're not the least of our concerned here. You're not the first of your type to come through. People get in scrapes. People get in tussles. People are less than savory than yourself come in all the time.
Thank you.
What kind of people?
He looks at you and he ignores you.
So pat. My vision's half obscured. I go to pat Mena and probably get her on the face.
If you're a danger, to yourselves, that's of no consequence to me. All I need to know is there anything I need to be concerned for the safety of those here in Ambrosia Island?
Not
or are you
at
going to
all.
be a little bit more careful from now on?
Perhaps only the safety of my intoxicated friend here.
I'll be fine. Don't you worry about me.
She always says that.
In
fact, Doctor, you need to be looking over after my friend here. Hey, look at me.
And Hans he drops the notepad and he kind of just sighs and then turns to face Mena that's kind of swaying upon the chair, and he looks over at you.
You look after my friend. Look at his face. That used to be a good face.
It's true, it was once a handsome face, but look at me now. I'll never laugh again.
He jots down a few more notes. You get the sense that he's telling the truth. They don't really care. As long as, if you're a danger to yourself, then that's on your terms. You come off as bumbling, drunken fools to him that had a night, because there is a nightlife here in Ambrosia Island, and people come in all the time. They have bar fights, they have scrapes, they have tussles. It's not uncommon, this sort of thing to occur. The fact that you've got burn marks on your face is a little peculiar, but not completely out of the realm of possibility.
Flaming shot.
And the fact that, he doesn't suspect domestic abuse, for example, because you clearly are drunk in his eyes. You're swaying, he's seen what that looks like, and this is not it. So he's happy he'll take the name Claudia, he'll take the name Hans. He just wants to get you out of the hospital.
Out of his face.
So as he is about to leave, one of the nurses comes in, not the one that's finished off with you, Mena, and whispers into the doctor's ear. The two of you have some visitors. Do you mind if I send them in?
No, not at all.
Yeah, sure.
Jots down a few more things, says something to the nurse, and then walks out. And then you guys just kind of have a second alone.
Would I have been able to hear what she was whispering with my excellent hearing?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Give me a hard listen roll.
I mean, it's just not a hard success.
Just a success?
Just a success.
Yeah, you just hear that. It's our friends of two friends of those are ready to have come to see them. Is that okay?
While they're out of the room, is there anything I can steal? What
are you looking to steal? Just trying
to.
It's a hospital room.
Well, I'm just thinking we don't have I mean, we've got another small knife, but
Yeah, they didn't search you, so you have your things with you. You wouldn't have let them search you.
Yeah, there's no like pharmaceuticals or anything. Like, it would be nice to have something like a sedative, or be able to steal anything like that.
I mean, the idea is that he is going to be coming back with something for you.
Okay.
But he didn't leave drugs lying around.
Weird.
For you.
Man.
Tossing through the cabinets.
I thought this was a utopia.
He's a bit more professional than that. But yeah,
Are there any like not pharmaceuticals, but any like syringes lying around?
Give me a spot.
Wish I'd asked the doctor what the guest names were.
Yeah, regular success.
Regular success. Nothing you can see.
Boo.
They're a professional hospital, Mena. They just have syringes lying around.
Things are locked away.
Yes.
Stanley,
Precisely because of people like you.
does Stanley still have his cane?
His cane?
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Oh, they're not going to remove you.
Okay, great. He puts a hand on Mina's shoulder and says, "Now listen, this war dog might be getting a little bit paranoid at this point, but should we maybe be taking precautions in case this is some unsavory types?"
Yeah, what do you think I'm looking for? You still got your
I
plane.
thought drugs.
Well, I don't
drugs.
do that shit. All right, I don't mix
of course.
business and pleasure. All right, I deal drugs. I don't take them myself.
Of course,
I didn't
sweetheart.
say anything embarrassing back there, did I? I don't
Declarations of love, that sort of thing. Nothing out of the ordinary for me.
No, I
Anyway,
know that ain't it.
The door opens and
We've been too busy bantering.
another nurse comes in. So two of the nurses comes in, two male nurses. They're followed by the two friends in question. So they escort one man dressed all in black, very similar to the garb that you saw before. And then in walks Detective Garrison.
Well, you got a fucking nerve showing your face here.
And they shut the door.
They lock it.
And they lock it. And the three individuals, not Garrison, pull rifles from their coat. And they're aimed directly at you. Garrison motions to them and says, "Search them. If they move, shoot them." And so they come over to you. They search you. Pat down and take the knife away from Mena that they find beside her. The gentleman looks up at Garrison and they nod at him and he goes, "And the cane as well." Gentleman takes the cane away from you. And Garrison waits and he looks at his other compatriots, and one of them pulls a chair and he sits down in front of you. He gets himself comfortable, lights up a cigarette. It's very comfortable. He's got the three others that are pointing guns right at you. "Surprised to see me?"
Surprised how much of an absolute bastard you've become.
"Whatever do you mean?"
I mean, he sort of indicates the three men pointing guns at us.
"Hey, we've all got faces, isn't that right, Stanley?"
He don't got one anymore.
She's right, it's not a very nice thing to say. It's a little bit too soon.
You guys have been quite the busy bees, if you know what I mean. You've put a bit of a damper in my plans.
Can we skip the whole fucking villain talk? What do you want?
I want to go on a little drive, and you two are going to be coming with me. And I don't think the other two are going to be joining us because, let's just say Sylvia's taking care of them. But there's something that I might want to show you guys. Maybe give you a bit of a better understanding of what you're up against, and maybe you'll bite your tongue and give me a bit more of the respect that I deserve. Looking straight at Mena as he says that.
Respect his hand, dear fellow.
You crazy fuck. Am I able to intimidate by just laughing?
Give it a red hot go.
It's a regular pass.
Not even close. He lets you laugh. He lets that kind of peter out. There's a silence. Up you get.
All right. Looks like we're going on a trip.
Doesn't seem we have much choice.
And,
lead the way. Fucking hell.
Two of the guys gets up. They drag Mena and Stanley up and kind of point you guns at your back and hustle you down the steps. No one intervenes. No one stops. No one really looks.
I want to thank you all for your great service to the peoples of this island and bid you farewell.
You mustn't look away.
This is what is coming at us. I want to roll acting to see if anyone's impressed.
And so the two of
They
you
are.
No,
they are. They're very
they are.
impressed.
They
yeah.
wipe a tear.
That was a regular success.
there's just,
was a light
there's just
smattering.
one kind of male nurse that's looking the other way that just kind of mouths the word, "Wow."
slow clap.
That's the best acting I've ever seen.
And there's
should be on the stage.
There's a car outside that's waiting for you, and the two of you are kind of man-handled and woman-handled into the back, and two of them get inside on either side of you, have the guns still pointed straight at your gut. Garrison gets in the front, and the other guy gets in the passenger seat, and they drive off. And they head towards the west side of the city. Got my stuff right? And they drive in general. No, he does talk. As he's driving, he says, "So, I'm curious. Mena, since you like to talk so much and since you like to feel like you got a handle on what's going on, why don't you tell me what's happening right now? What do you know?"
Nah, I don't think I will, actually. You seem to like to talk enough for the both of us. Why don't you tell me?
He drops silent. Bit of a smile on his face.
Wait, sorry, were you talking to me?
Yeah, you talk all you want.
They park, and you're at the library. This is a big, gigantic library. It's almost like a museum. It's quite large. There's a big open space in the middle with several reading areas and tables where people are assorted. You are surrounded by about 3 levels up and rows of books. They actually take you up to the 3rd floor on the right-hand side as you go along. You get to a section that does have a guardrail along the side. One of the guards comes up and unlatches it and puts everyone through. And some of these books that you are passing by seem a little older, seem a little more worn. Some seem a little bit more closer to the book that you've seen Father John carry around with him. And you're brought over to a little seating area and just sits you down and brings out a book and he pops it down in front of you on the table. And it pretty much looks exactly like the book that John had in his hands. And as he opens it...
Yes, I understand. I suppose all this reading stuff's a bit above all of you, eh? Wouldn't mind giving it a go?
And as he turns it around to show you...
Good one.
It looks exactly the same, except it's in some sort of language you don't know. You're not aware of. And he sits down. Just give me one red hot moment.
Take your time.
One moment.
We will vamp.
Well, looks like it's...
Like it's curtains for you
Curtains
two.
for us.
Quitins. Extra.
Our heroes have been cornered, taken against their will to a library and forced to read. Will they make it out alive? Tune in next week on Ambrosia Island.
This is, I don't know, this is a nice pairing of, I feel like both of us don't give a fuck anymore.
Fully expecting to die at this stage.
Oh, yeah. They're not gonna get a show out of us. Well, they will, but it's not a matinee show.
I like that it's sort of a natural pairing.
Yeah, I think so.
The two bookish types, the knowledge types, and the two
mouthy ones.
Mouthy, dewy, accomplished physical things.
And so the two of you are seated across from him. 2 guards at your shoulder, 1 guard behind himself as he stares across at you, and he kind of nonchalantly is looking through this book. When the father picked you guys out as people to find, I knew I had to work quickly if I was going to squash this. Had to find you guys, had to use you guys to my own end. So I apologize if I've been a little bit deceitful, but all cards on the table, you've been a thorn in my side, and well, now you're here. Now everything's falling into place, and now we can truly make things work in our favor.
Are you talking to me or Stan, or who are you talking to?
And he turns the book around.
Comedy
and he
before the
shows you
storm.
this burnt into the book.
Okay.
Did that all by yourself, eh?
I love these two so much.
All these
I am here to intimidate you, and like,
all
yeah,
the-
whatever.
all the reveals to the characters were like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I'd applaud, but...
I don't want to be here. You said you were going to save me from a job, and also
Yeah.
I'm looking for...
I've got other things to do in my life.
I got bigger fish to fry.
The two people who'd actually be fascinated are currently...
Are currently away and are doing their own research.
Probably looking at the same thing going, wow.
And he stops. I'm going to be absolutely clear. You have 5 seconds to give me the respect I deserve, or things go really south for you really quickly. And there's a difference.
sorry, old bean.
There you go. We got 5
I can
we
do
got
this,
5
I can do
seconds
this.
still. We got 5 seconds.
Just got to think back to Broadway, darling. We can do this.
3.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Cthulhu will rise. Cthulhu sleeps. Cthulhu waits. He looks over at Mena as she waits. Were you about to say something?
No, that's just me, Ellen, going, ugh.
I'm surprised none of you didn't spit on him.
He's sitting a table away.
Long
What do you
spit,
think?
big spit.
They teach you this in the mob.
It's rather gauche, don't you
Ranged.
Spit on,
Ranged
sorry,
attack.
pardon. Spit on the floor then.
Yeah, look, hey,
It's pretty good, actually.
we're pretty honourable people. You wouldn't spit on someone in the mob. That's not nice. Just choke them out.
That's the limit.
And
you
as
can
he's,
kill someone, don't joke.
as he's
Yeah, that's
talking,
respect.
the three others roll up their sleeves, and you can see burnt into their skin is the exact same symbol that he just showed you. The Fellowship doesn't exist. See, when I was last here on Ambrosia Island, I found something. I found a purpose. I found a reasoning for this world to exist and for this world to die. Department 29, Hoover, they act like they're doing something right. They act like they're doing something just. And really, they deserve to dissolve in the fire just as much as anybody else. So it was really simple for me to become Detective Garrison. It was really simple for me to, how do you call it, Pierre? Put on a different face, gather a new identity. Dexter Winward is Garrison. Garrison is Dexter Winward.
But you look different. Wait, what?
I mean, darling, you could have tried tennis. I've heard wonderful things.
There were two of you. What are you saying that you're the same?
He didn't really do his job that well and he died for his trouble. Give me a no roll.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Seems fair.
Yeah, whatever. He
Piss.
dies.
I mean, that's what they do in the mob, right? You don't
Yeah.
do your job, you end up in the river.
You end up in the river.
First and last fumble, I hope.
I passed.
Pierre, you have no fucking clue what he's talking about.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm PS still.
Yeah.
Ah, wait.
Wait a minute. This isn't Garrison.
But Mena,
Oh!
Mena, despite your bravado, despite your fiery indignation, you understand that what he's trying to express to you is that the person you shot, the person you thought was Dexter Winwood, was just another one of his cronies.
Just a mook.
Just a mook. A person who didn't do his job well enough, and presumably a person who drowned in the car.
That's pretty smart, Garrison, I gotta say. Game respect game.
This...
So, Detective Garrison, what did you do with Dexter Winwood? I fumbled.
He's in the car. He's in the car. But that was. I thought that was pretty clear. Yeah.
Sorry, I
So
was-
the guy that we shot and put in the car, that was Winwood.
I see. I was busy thinking of quips.
Pierre, why did you think you were never able to make it to the rituals in time? Why do you think you were just too late?
I fought Germans pretty solidly for 4 years. I thought, can't be the only ones who are dash organised.
The response of, it's not a conspiracy. They're smart people.
They're just good at what they do.
They're good cultists.
They don't dally. They've got a ritual to do. They get on with it.
Not good cultists, but they're good at being cultists.
Yeah. It's just like,
They got a secretary in there.
Why do you think they beat us at every turn? I don't know. Game respect game.
did you know that 60% of all rituals are foiled because they just don't get started on time?
Do now.
They may not be the best, but they show up. That counts for a lot.
It's hard work. It's it's 10% inspiration, 90% perspiration. When you're summoning great.
And 20%
Cthulhu.
incantation. Oh.
And
It's magic. It doesn't need to be 100.
Garrison kind of... He nods.
You fucking idiots.
And he draws the book back to him. I was gonna take the time to explain things to you, but if you're not willing to listen, if you're not willing to learn, perhaps I can show you. And he draws the book back to him, and he starts to chant, and he starts to whisper.
Fuck.
And all the lights in the library go out, save for a few candles peppered around the floor that you're on. And you see Dexter illuminated by the light. And from behind him, something starts to take form. Some of the dust, some of the debris from the library floor coalesces together. And starts throbbing and pulsating and taking form.
So you guys are going mad, pretty much, almost certainly.
And eventually, a large, somewhat humanoid being begins to take shape. It has long hind legs, a pair of yellowish eyes. Seems somewhat humanoid, except the absence of a nose, a forehead, and other particulars. And it speaks, not so much in words, but more so in coughing gutturals as it grunts and still somehow seems to snort. It just has a...
Now, Winwood, what's going on?
He's still confused about who's it.
No. It's like, what are you playing at?
And it takes a shambling, thudding step forward, and Dexter calmly stands up, the book still in hand, turns to his side, and clears a path as this muscular thing that stands around 7'5", dripping with ooze, baring its teeth, starts to shamble towards you, long claws outstretched. It snarls. And we're going into initiative. Roll to Cast Ambrosia Island is a Baby Beard Media production. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all our podcasts are on Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/babybeard. Pulp Cthulhu and all associated properties are trademark of Chaosium Inc. Used with permission.
You've been listening to a Robots Radio podcast. Smart shows for interesting people. Check out all the shows at robotsradio.net.
In a world where solid-state electronics and vacuum tubes are still meta, people never stopped loving atomic-powered everything. A chosen 500 stepped inside a subterranean vault to be spared the nuclear horror of the inevitable Great War. 25 years later, they emerge after the fallout settles to retake Appalachia. Among them, two former rivals whose blood feud will tear West Virginia apart in their epic struggle for survival. Chad, a vault bro who has a strength of 15, an intelligence of 2, and is a complete wasteland dickhead. Simon, a complicated anti-hero who chooses light and hope, but accidentally becomes a cannibal and wakes up naked and afraid with a Scorch Beast Queen after a date goes terribly wrong. What? I mean, it's a wild wasteland, right? This dark humor radio drama will have you driving off the road and crawling out from under the fallout. 2 men, 1 wasteland, and so many nukes. Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast, rated R, now streaming on your holotape player podcasty thing.